All right, Marie, before we wrap it up, I want to get a quick update on what's happening with Haitians and the TPS status. I'm reading stuff about ankle monitors. I'm reading, stuff like that. So give me a quick update on what's happening in the Haitian community with the TPS status. Again, the president was given the ability to revoke TPS status for anyone who had it here in the States. It's under his auspices, can't be reviewed by courts, et cetera. And there were about 350 Haitians who were affected by it. So give me a quick update.
TPS Haiti sadly is over. The last necessary paperwork was completed by Judge Anna Reyes, who did her best to stop it from happening. She's the nurse. I'm saying she's the nurse. She's the judge. She's the judge who put the injunctions on. And because of the Supreme Court rulings, she could no longer do that. So it's over. TPS Haiti is over. People have started receiving letters to appear to ICE for check-ins. And there were reports, particularly in Ohio, that the TPS former recipients were reporting, and they were given ankle bracelets to monitor them until their next court dates and check-in dates.
So just by virtue of the fact that you are a TPS resident and that's been revoked, that we're not talking about people who they know are known criminals or have some issues. These are just regular folks. They're bringing them in, checking in, and they're putting ankle monitors on.
They're putting ankle monitors on selected few. I don't know what the criteria is because there are options to supervision. To be clear, Michael, Congress gives immigration the authority to monitor non-citizens, particularly those with open cases, with removable orders, right? Orders of removal, or who have potential to be removed, right? They want to make sure when it's time for you to come to court, you come to court and they know where you are. It's a matter of national security. And this is not a new thing, the ankle monitor. They didn't create this just for Haitian migrants. It's across the board. Could they have used smartphones for check-in? I've seen smartphones used. Could they have said, this is the date for you to come in, and you put your hands through something and they have fingerprint analysis? They could have done a variety of things other than use a bulky, visible, intimidating ankle bracelet, because when people see an ankle bracelet, they automatically think it's a criminal thing.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And it's not.
What else could it be?
Immigration, it's a civil thing, not criminal. But a lot of people say that they did it on purpose, using the ankle monitor to discourage, intimidate, denigrate a person's morals, because, Haitian people, I'm from Haiti. We don't play about being associated with criminals, right? So the ankle monitor is something very degrading, and they're hoping that it makes a person just want to say, you know what, I'm going home. I'm self-deporting. I'm going to take on their offer to pay for my flight. This is ridiculous. I lost my job. Let's not forget that. Everybody lost their jobs because work permits are no longer valid. So even if you're the best worker who's been there for 16 years, okay, the employer had to let you go. And then, there's another thing brewing, which I personally didn't know, and I'm embarrassed that I didn't. I found out that in 2014, there was legislation enacted that allowed undocumented young people who graduated from high school to be able to attend college and pay regular tuition rates, right? Because they didn't want to make it impossible for young people who were brought here by their parents, like the Dreamers, to be penalized and not be able to attend university. So this was in 2014, and it was going fine until 2025. Governor DeSantis repealed that law and made it necessary for them to have to pay regular tuition, not in-state tuition, right? So that was fine. People came up with the money and they paid the extra rate. These are for public funded universities only, not private. So now everything was fine until June 30th, 2026, when the State Board of Education in Florida came up with a new rule, an administrative rule, That said, if you are not a lawful immigrant here, you cannot attend public funded 2-year college, 4-year college, or GED type programs.
Nice.
So it closed the door. It became not a situation of ability to pay. It was, we don't want you if you can't prove that you're lawfully here somehow.
Yes.
So if you had TPS, you were lawfully here, because TPS, contrary to everyone's belief, people that had TPS were here lawfully under TPS. Or
Yes.
if you were a lawful permanent resident, or if you came under some special visa, you were here normal.
So that law wouldn't apply to the people with TPS.
Right. So now that there's no TPS, these people cannot go to universities, right?
Yes.
Now, in addition to this new rule, June 30th, 2026, they're trying to add another layer that says, and you know what? It shouldn't just apply to university, 2-year college, 4-year college, or GED programs. It should apply to trade schools too. As long as the trade school, you're talking about CNA schools, HVAC schools, mechanic school, electrician school, as long as it's a federally funded situation and you don't have papers, we don't want you in there either. So they shut the door to anybody who is undocumented to have any type of education. It matters in the Haitian TPS situation because in theory, before, if you had the money to pay for your school, illegal or undocumented or not, they would let you go. Now you can't put your foot in one of those state schools and universities if you don't have papers. It's a problem because there are people who've had TPS, let's say since 2010, and they came here with their 2-year-old son, right? Their son, 16 years later, is ready to go to college.
Yes.
Right? The son, even if everybody's
so let me
illegal,
ask you this real quick. If you're a TPS, you're on TPS, you had a child, that child's an American citizen though, is it or no?
If the child is here, I'm talking about if you came here with a 2-year-old
with
son.
the child. I got you.
Right. So your son went all through, grade school, junior high, and high school, and that was okay. But when it comes to university, your son no longer has the right to go because of this new legislation. They're targeting the immigration status as a condition to be admitted into a school, not your ability to pay. So it's just one more way they're squeezing you out to make it impossible for you to stay, because now it's not just your job impacted or your health insurance that your job gave you impacted. That's a whole other thing too. Imagine you have a cardiac condition, you're a TPS holder or were, and you work for a place and you had Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever it was, and they're paying for your medicine, your treatment, whatever it is, chemo. You don't have health care insurance anymore because you got fired. This thing is a catastrophic impact on the entire Haitian community.
Now, clearly, going back to Haiti seems like no option at all. Are you hearing from the community that they're going to maybe try to go to Canada, try to go somewhere else? Because clearly, they may at some point have to go somewhere.
You know what? It's interesting that you should say that. I have an intern who used to work for me, whose name I'm going to keep private. He's a very smart young man. He came here on a student visa, and right around the time that the visa was expiring, they extended the TPS, and he was physically present in the country, and he was able to get TPS. He graduated from college. He has a master's, I think, in social work, and he was working for the Department of Human Services in Queens, and they let him go. They let him go. He also has a sister who has an accounting degree who was working for a big firm. They let her go too. And so I said, what are you guys going to do? They said that they're looking into getting a visa to go into Canada. Canada has a special program for workers who can prove their worth through the economy and the country. But he says it's very competitive The smarter you are, the more you know, the more credentials you have, the better chance you have of getting in, because they want cream of the crop people.
Yes.
They want a person who could come in, contribute to the economy, contribute to the workforce, and engage in professions that are hard to find professionals in. So lucky for him, he does have a master's in social work, but even better for his cousin, his sister, who's an accountant. So if they're looking at both files, his sister may get in before him, because the need
I would
for,
think there's enough accountants there. I mean, I know 100 of them myself.
But,
yeah, I mean, my wife's family, they live up in Canada, and I think half of them are accountants.
Well, that's the way, he explained.
But, it makes sense. I mean, and a lot of countries have that, stipulation. It's like you can come if you can prove that you have something to add to our economy, you have something to add to our country, and have some specialized skill, for instance, and,
specialized
PhDs, masters, things of that nature, make it a lot easier for you to get in. Yeah.
But this is what's happening. They're being assaulted from all spheres that people need to survive. You lose your job, you lose your health insurance, you're too scared to go to the hospital. They're telling you to self-deport. They're sending you notices to appear. They're forcing you to appear, and if you don't appear, it's worse for you. They're putting ankle monitors on you. They're surveilling you. You're literally afraid to go outside, and you have no job. Eventually, your landlord's going to come knocking on your door. The bank who owns your house is going to come knocking on your door. If you're on medications, you need money to buy medicine for food and everything. This is like the only hope. The only hope that is still left is if somehow the bill that Ayanna Pressley introduced, which went through Congress with bipartisan effort through the House of Representatives, it hasn't even been presented to the Senate floor by the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune. If by some miracle of God that it goes before the Senate and we could get the same or more bipartisan unionship to make the plan to give TPS for the next 3 years, it wouldn't solve the problem entirely, but it would give 3 years of breath and relief, and perhaps an opportunity for new White House administration with a clean set of eyes and a different mindset on migration.
But truthfully, so much of the damage has been done. I mean, how do you reverse all these people who lost their jobs, lost the opportunity to go to schools? How do you even begin to reverse that? But anyway, thank you for giving us that update. Truly appreciate it, Marie. And again, we continue to pray for the folks who are under this, unfortunate situation, and hope for the best for them. You always got to hope that the better angels of man will sort of win out under circumstances like this. I think this is one of those truly unfortunate and unfair situations, and somebody will step in. Like you said, maybe these senators will step up, somebody will step up and try to do the right thing here. But again, thank you so much for joining me today, Marie. Thanks to all of you for watching as well. Please don't forget, check us out on Substack as well as our YouTube channels. Marie, what do you got going that you would love people to check out? I know you got Instagram, you're doing some Island TV stuff. Quickly let them know where they can find you.
Well, you could find me on Instagram at the Marie Pereira. I am the legal analyst for Island TV, so you can find me on my channel and on Island TV network. And I'm also still the founder of Haiti Immigration Project, and we used to teach migrants how to fill out work permits and TPS applications. Now it's pretty much a moot point because there is no more TPS and no more work permits. So we're working towards getting donations. We're a 501c3 organization. We welcome the donations because we do have an emergency fund that we're trying to raise to assist people in crisis.
Do you have a GoFundMe or something? Like where can people go?
It's not a GoFundMe. It is, you go to www.hip.support Haiti Immigration Project, and there is a donate tab, and there is an emergency fund that I'm trying to raise money for people who are facing acute crises as a result of this. So let's say I need money to get my medications. I can't pay this month's rent. An emergency fund. Donate.
Fair enough. Yep, definitely donate, folks, because that's money that's going to, go to a good cause. And the folks administrating that, I know them well. Hey, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Truly appreciate it. I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful day and catch us again next week on Make It Make Sense.